Hi guys, welcome back for day 2 on this. Today we get into electrical on our wellhead. I just temped it together last night and it's pretty jank, but it's gonna be fine. We're gonna get through this today, and I'm gonna show you how to do the best we can with what we have electrical. This is a couple orders of magnitude beyond what I typically see when you look at somebody's old well setup, but I'm gonna try and do it right. So the first thing I did was let this just hang for an hour or so, and I'm gonna hang that so that we don't lose our end. And we gotta figure out about how much we need. So we're gonna go from back here, up, around, and out. This is why you try and let it just hang for a bit and get some of the spins out of it. So we want to be about there, we want to be down to about there, we're going to come out about there, and I can tuck a little extra in just for future bullshit emergency. And we can cut this off about here. And I'm leaving it a little long because it's really easy to cut a little off if I have to. I'll need another piece of that in a bit. Step 1, turn breaker off. At this point, nobody in the house has water for a bit, but with such a big pressure tank, and I can leave all the plumbing side alone. So unless somebody tries to take a shower or something, they're not even gonna notice. So, and also for double safety, I'm gonna go turn off the breaker that feeds this one. I'll be right back. All right, well pump's off, everything's kosher. Could have brought a fucking screw. So we can just rip that out. Disconnect that. And this length of wire is now just garbage because it's that heavy, shitty, solid core stuff they use that's underwater rated for the well. We don't want to have that fight. Like, it'll work, I just don't want to mess with it. So we can pull that right off. Alright, so that's a big chunk of bullshit we don't have to mess with. Okay, so we're good with that. We've got our new piece. We'll start with that and work our way down. Pull off 3 relatively long pigtails here. It's easy to trim the extra off. And right up. Thread that in. That'll get tightened for real when we go in the box. We take this off. Put that on there. Make sure our bang rings face in the right direction. Over. Get this in twist that way. Tighten that down. Feeling fancy, they make a wrench for that, but it doesn't work well in these boxes because you got this thing on. do our ground first. Into our termination with just a little peak of bare conductor in the bottom, and making sure we go all the way through and come out the top just a hair. Square that back. Because of the compact nature of this enclosure, I'll terminate onto the breaker and then drop it in place. So this is a 240 circuit, so we have black and red into a 2-pole breaker, and they're both hot. You gotta put red on the right. Old school phone freaks understand. Now, repeat it just right. Tighten this down. Get black in there. Now this just clips right in here. So that goes back a little bit. There. Clip everything in down the side. Beautiful. That is good for now. We'll come back and tighten everything, get it just perfect. Is that? Yeah, there we go. Alright, that's how it'll look when it's done. That's a good start. Now we come down here and do the hard one, because we gotta figure out how to do this knockout in here. And that's gonna be tricky because I wanna come in that side. I want this to lay in there and use a 90-degree fitting and come in the side here. Now my hose and everything, or my, conduit, hose-ish, looks fine, so I can terminate this end. I can at least put a fitting on it. I gotta figure out how to do that knockout up in a confined space up against the tank, and that's gonna be tricky. I'm not entirely sure how to do that, but it involves just whacking things with a hammer, so it can't be that hard. No fire involved, or I can call Ethan, because he'd know how to do that. I'm just going to put this on loose, because I don't know where that wants to rotate just yet, but I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, that's about where I want to be. Okay, so we'll put that about there. These want to be tight, but not too tight. If it goes click, then that's too tight. All right, so now I got to figure out how to knock that out. This is an easy one, but I got to figure out how to knock that knockout. I'm gonna go hunting. I'll be back. All right, so I got my little 1/2-inch wrench because we'll actually probably use that in here. I'm gonna get this. This is a little Dasco Pro, tiny. That's not gonna do what I want it to do. See, I could just spin this off, do the knockouts, and put it back on, and that might be the smart choice, but yeah, we're gonna spin the whole damn thing right off and then put it back in there. That's the smart way to do it. That's the easier way to do it. So we'll just take the wires out. Set that out of the way. And we'll just take the whole damn box right off. Do our knockouts. And put the box back. I'm going to wrap this around here for the safety. I don't want to move that any more than I need to, but I also really don't want to drop that down the damn hole. So that's gonna spin right off, and we'll just tape and goop and have that fight in a minute. Oh, that's about to get exciting. Shit. I can't take that. Well, fuck, I broke the seal, so I have to take it off. Because now it needs to be retaped and gooped. But I got a tank here full of water that I gotta empty out. That almost got real exciting.
I heard it start spitting.
Yeah, it's in there good for now. Alright, so... Fuck. I was really hoping to do this without having to deal with water. You know, I did. Yesterday was wet. I'm like, today's not going to be a wet day. It's going to be a dry day. It's going to be nice. No, I got to blow the whole fucking system down, take that thing out. Shit. All right. Well, that's what we got to do. Ain't nothing to it but do it. So that takes a minute to do this part because we just installed a big ass tank. But I bet it takes a lot longer than it did yesterday when I had to do this for the shitty old tank. But we're gonna blow the tank down. I'll be back. I'm just gonna sit here and wait a minute. Alright, so it's like 10 minutes later. We've had some cinnamon roll and waited for things to blow down. I'm gonna pull this up and out of the way. And now I close the main valve here. So the only water that can come in here is whatever's in here. So we're gonna dump a little water on the floor, but not a lot. And it shouldn't like spray. Well, here, we'll take off any pressure that we had hanging out. There was just a little bit there. Okay. Smart guy would have done this yesterday, but it was late in the day, and I'm like, let's just get the water on, and I'll take the time to make it pretty tomorrow. The dog probably won't wander up and stick their nose in it. Yeah, see, we're good. Okay, so all we gotta do is put 2 knockouts in this real quick. Now we want it to sit like that. There's 3 knockouts in the thing. We want that one and this one. So we grab our electrician's hammer and a demo screwdriver. Now normally you don't want to use a screwdriver like smacking it, but if it's a demo screwdriver with the shiny butt, it's designed for that. So just grab your electrician's hammer and there, we're good on that side. That's fucky. If you can't get in there, come alongside it and tweak it and it'll pop off. Alright, so we're good there. Now we gotta clean this up. And before I even work on terminating it, I want to get it back in position, which means I got to clean up the threads. And if you're ever doing something like this where you're working on an electrical box that is connected into like a plumbing system with a threaded fitting, which happens, could be meters or valves or switches or whatnot. If you spin that box in a threaded fitting, if you like, oh man, if this is just 90, and you spin that thing, you just fucked all the seals. So you gotta redo that or it's gonna leak. All right, let's go get some tape and goo. So, plumbing 101 for electrical guys. Hold the threaded fitting on your left hand and go over the top away from you with the tape. And then use goop. The Blue Monster tape is really good shit. I'm not going to say it's the best, but it's the one I use. And Blue Monster doesn't sponsor my show. But if I say it's the best, I'm going to have 300 fucking turd herders and gas people, and everybody's going to have a fucking opinion, and I don't care. I like the Blue Monster. It works for me. Alright, we come back here. Wipe any egregious schmoo off of our hole. Make sure there's nothing in the threads. We got tape and goop. And now it's really just a matter of trying not to cross-thread the damn thing. Which is pretty easy. It's stainless and it's all brand new and it's nice threads. Alright. So we want this to end up like that. That's where we want it. I think I can get one more time. Okay, we're there. I'm not forcing that on anymore. Okay. So now we got our switch mounted. So now we want our wires. Take the fucking ring off first, or you're gonna have a bad day. Not that I've ever done that. Ever. Never happened. Okay, this one's tight. So we just gotta, this side should be pretty easy. Just come up and out. Oh my God. All right. So we gotta go under because it's so tight in there. Just tuck that back out of the way. Bring that up and in. Like that. We still got our little yellow washer on it. And we're just going to bring that up behind so that our install is nice and clean. All right. And now we drop our bang ring in the water, which is always the best way to do this. Make sure you got your ring pointing the right way. It is a luxuriously spacious box. Always good. I'm just going to dance this on here with my fingertip till the threads engage because there's really nothing else I can do. Because I couldn't put this on ahead of time without having a totally different fight that I didn't want to have. So I'm going to fumble fuck this thing for a minute and I'll see how long it takes to get on there. So here's a stupid idea. Hang on. Can I? No, I'm not taking that apart. That's stupid. That path leads to madness and pain. Now these are plastic threads, so you don't have to get stupid with it. You just want to get it nice and snug, really. Enough to put a little preload on that gasket ring. Yeah, that'll do. Alright. Alright, so that's our first set of wires. And we're going to have brown to here, and then black and red, and then this will be black and red out. And we got to get these into here. So that's our next adventure. Alright, so we want this to end up about here. So we're going to come out there and go down to here, And that's about how I want it to be. So I'm going to cut that there. Now this won't actually seal on the well side because they've got a 3/4 inch bell end on here and it's just rusted fucking solid. But I'm gonna try and make it look decent and keep as much shit out of there as I can. So we'll grab a straight and a 90. Now in this one we've already got, you know, wires, and the other end of those wires is a submersible pump that's like, I don't know how far down, but it's a long way. So what we'll do is we'll install this right on our pipe. I'll just leave that on there, it's not gonna hurt it. Maybe. I have an idea. We'll come back to this. Okay, so that's on there. Put a ring on it just in case. And then we'll run these 3 up the tube. Just go right on down so I don't have to fight you again. If I don't like it, I can always cut it off. So, bring these together a little bit, straighten that out so I can have as little farting around as possible. There we go. I'll just slide this up on there. And then I'll just leave that there, and it's not mechanically connected, but it's way better than what I had. Like, to do this right, you'd have to get that fitting out, and I'm not prepared to have that fight. It's just a bit of diminishing fucking returns at that point. I'm not that emotionally invested. Alright, so run this up. Now this going through here might be a bit of a hassle. Come on. Come on, you know you want it. You know you want it. There you go. Nope, you stay on there. Made it around the bend. Oh, that's hard fucking wire. And we'll fight that into there. Every step a joy. Alright, so that shit's on there. That's down there. That's gotta turn that way. Okay. Somebody somewhere got into this thinking, man, I don't need to pay somebody to do all that shit. It ain't that hard. There's a reason the dudes do this for a living, get paid really fucking well. It's not like, it ain't rocket surgery. Yeah, you can do this, but there's a point when you're like, you know, I should just fucking pay some asshole to come and have that fight. Oh my god. Gotta take the nut off. Gotta take the damn bang ring off. Alright, so we've got this curved so that we can hit the G-spot, and you just come in just like that, and we're gonna come under those wires. In, and we're in position. Oh, I should tighten that down. Remember, it's art. Somebody's got to suffer. All right, so now before we get too deep into this, I grab my bang ring. Can I get in around all that shit? Nope. So I'm gonna get my bang ring in here. like that. Insert back, come under, up and in. Don't you leave your hole, you steal your fucking hole. Don't go. Get in your hole. Alright. So that's in there. Isn't this fun? And easy? Do it yourself! Save big money at Menards. Alright, so now all we gotta do is get that little thing on the dingus, and they put a goddamn guard lever in here. Keep me out. Oh my god. Alright. This is a joy. Alright, so can I get a this is if I can just get it started, the rest will be okay. Alright, hang on, I'll go. Did you ever notice slim chance and fat chance mean the same thing?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's weird.
here to help. Alright, so we got it in there. It just took 3 hands and a flashlight and a pair of tweezers, but we got it in there, and that's the important part. So now, we've got our wires. And the first thing we're gonna do is hook up our ground. We've got 2 grounds to contend with, and I'm gonna bring that all the way over there, and then all the way back. And that'll be our ground 1. And this is ground 2. Which I want to come, okay, there. You can just fuck right off. Out the back, out my way. There we go. We will separate these. These wires can go out the back and out of my way. Alright. Those 2 we're gonna have to just contend with. Alright, so now it's time to start making things pretty and do our final terminations. Right, so we strip that. Now the question is, do we want rings or spades? Forks. Rings or forks? Now, I'm thinking rings.
I'm thinking ring.
Rings are better. Rings are harder, but it's better. So we're gonna put this on here. Fully engaged.
Something.
So I'm gonna push a little up the conduit just to allow me a couple extra inches if I fuck up. And then I'm gonna cut this here. And we're gonna strip it. And we're gonna grab a blue ring terminal. Fully engaged. An appropriate crimper. Tug test good, tug test good. Look at that. Science in action. Alright, that worked. Okay. Now let's do it again. That one up and out of the way. Oh yeah. That's just tickety-boo. Isn't that great? Ta-da! Heat gun! Oh, that's pleasant. Oh my god. Every fucking step of this process is a pain in the ass. Okay.
Didn't you just get that 2 days ago?
I did just get this tool 2 days ago as a gift for Valentine's Day, and I have used it twice since then, and it has saved my ass both times. I've used this tool twice today. This is awesome. I'll put a link to it in the description. Okay, so now we're going to bring that down and back. This one goes clean up. So drop it in. Are there faster, more efficient ways to do this? Yes. Are there as aesthetically pleasing, just straight up fucking proper, make your inspectors smile ways of doing this better than this? Probably not. This is the over the top, fucking do it right, take the time. This is not the no fucking around method, okay? This is a lot of fucking around. But it's the prettiest. It's the cheesiest. It's the way that works for me. Okay, so I gotta spread these a little bit. And I gotta figure out which one I want to send at an off angle because I've got those other wires in there. Okay, so this one can flex the most, which is funny because this is the stiffer wire. But I can send it back like that. And so now you gotta force everything together, but don't cross. Oh, and we're in. That's the big hard one. But it's also the most important one because it's the fucking ground. So now we get that in there nice and tight. Oh God, look at that. Look at that fucking workmanship. Dude, that's why they call it workmanship, because you gotta work your ass off to do it. Alright, so the way this works is you've got 4 contacts and 2 pairs. These 2 and these 2. When this switch triggers, if you look on the back, you'll see it. There's a bar across here and a tie bar across here. So these are your line and these are your load. Okay? Line, load. Now I like my red on the right, so we're gonna bring this back over there and then up to here. Nice. I'm gonna fight the shitty wires first. And we're gonna want that to end about there. So we cut that one off. Find our ratchet strippers. Alright, I'm gonna terminate all these. We'll be back in a minute because this will be a really boring video. Like we're not already in really boring video. Yeah, this is gonna take a minute. Now, we can do spades here, or forks, or rings. We can do rings or forks. Let's see if the rings fit. Before I try to put a ring on here, let's make sure a ring will fit for this.
Put a ring on it.
Oh, look at that, it's beautiful. It fits like it was made for it. All right, so I'm gonna set my screw over here and grab my crimpers. Beautiful. And while we let that one cool, we'll get our measurement. It's really short, so I'm gonna fold this in. Well, first thing we do is cut like half a mile of wire off. Okay. Lay that in there like that, because if some other asshole ever has to change the switch out, he's probably just gonna have to change out the short wire run up to the disconnect anyway. But just in case, I'll try and help a brother. I just heard Liz be like, I gotta go wash my hands. It's like, give me 5 minutes, I'm almost done. Put that one on there. Verify that we're fully engaged. right die. Test it. Cool. Well clear for the heat. This is not the best tool to do this with, but it's the best tool that I have at the moment that fucking works, so. Grab a screwdriver, and we'll put 3 in position while we let 1 cool a minute. Yes. Okay. It's in there. That's tucked in there, and now this tucks. Well, we'll take a screw first. I'll grab my other one, my bendy one. A little easier this close to the thing. Okay. And the screw through the thing, and then pass this under. Make a little bend and a twist thing. Alright, I'm going to get my other screwdriver so I can put a little torque on that. There. Alright, tuck all of those in. Nice and secure. Look at that. That is your object d'art. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. If all goes well, that should start moving water. We can leave the valve closed because I want to bring the tank up to pressure. But what should happen is I flip this, gauge comes up, tank's full, that'll click, turn off.
What pressure does the tank stay at?
Yeah, I can feel this vibrating. Watch. So this should kick off at about 60-ish. And you'll see that go chink, and the gauge will stop going up. And if it fails and the gauge keeps going up, this will explode and we'll die.
That'll be fun.
And we'll be wet and cold and sad. Ta-da! So now we can turn the water back onto the house. Just ease that on. Okay, everything's cool. House has water. Now I'm going to turn this off because the house won't even know that it's off while I do this. Unless that gauge gets below 40, which would take a lot because there's a fair bit of water in there. Then we screw the cat back on. That doesn't screw a lot, does it? Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's on there. Turn the well back on. House has water, job is done. That is an object d'art. All right, so that wraps it up. We've installed in the past couple days the pressure tank, the wellhead, all the packs, everything. It's the gauge, the tank tee, the safety overflow, the blow-off cock, pressure switch, which is now all wired and good. Phase 1 of the new plumbing system is done, and I'm pretty fucking jazzed about it. I'm genuinely excited about this. This took a lot of work. This is still not where I'd like it to be. I would like this to be actually threaded in, but I'd have to replace the well seal to do that, and I don't want to pick that fight. I also desperately want to paint this, but from the dark room, there was no lights in here when we moved in, with the dirt floor, this was concrete, but this was dirt, and all the old antique fucking galvanized and Schedule 40 pool pipe and all the, it's come a long way. This I am now considering done. Everything up to this valve is done. I still need to anchor this, and then this is gonna head off to the whole new next phase 2, which is filtration. Now we've got safe and reliable water. The next step is to make it not smell like farts and be worthy of drinking. So we need to turn the nasty that comes out of here into something that's, worth a shit. You guys have fun. Thanks for hanging out with me, and maybe you learned a thing or two. This wasn't really an educational video so much as this is how I do it. And comment, by all means, if I did anything egregiously wrong, or if you're not happy with it. Like, I'm sure proper plumber and well dudes would have things to say about this, especially here, because that's not connected, but it's as good as I'm capable of doing it. You could probably do better. I'm not a plumber or an electrician. I'm a YouTuber with tools, and I like making shit. And I saw how much you guys wanted to charge to do this, and having done it, you're not wrong. But I'm poor, and I spend all my money on tools and cameras. So this is what I could do. Feel free to comment and critique my work. You guys have fun. I'll see you next time.